Hello, Sharkcast audience. This is Mr. Marsh, and I am joining you from the roof of Sandersville Elementary as we speak. I am fulfilling my last obligation as part of our Sharkathon fundraiser. I told our students if we meet our goal of raising $12,000, that would work from the roof. And so I've had Zoom meetings from the roof. I have done the morning show from the roof today. I've been signing paperwork from the roof, and it's been a lot of fun. I've been able to pop over and say hello to classes and grade levels at recess. I'm about to do the same thing with fourth grade, and then it won't be too long until we move into our dismissal time. But I just wanted to say again, thank you, boys and girls, for the great work with the fundraiser. I wanted to share and say thank you to our families for your support with our fundraiser and supporting our PTA. And I can't wait to do and see what's in store, what type of fun things we have in store in the future coming up at Sandersville. So I wanted to just let everyone know that I'm here. I'm having a great day. The weather's beautiful, and I can't. But at the same time, I can't wait to return to my office. Thank you all.
Hi, my name is Isabella, and I'm going to be reading a Halloween story. It's called Bess. So, John Nicholas raised horses. He had many horses of all kinds, but his favorite was Bess, a gentle old mare he had grown up with. He no longer rode her, for all she could do now was just abominable along. Bess spent her days grazing peacefully in a meadow. That summer, for the fun of it, John Nicholas went into a fortune teller's booth. The fortune teller studied her cards. "I see danger ahead of you," she said. "Your favorite horse will cause you to die. I don't know when, but it will happen. It is in the cards." John Nicholas laughed. The idea that Bess would cause his death was nonsense. She was as dangerous as a bowl of soup. Yet from then on, whenever he saw her, he remembered the fortune teller's warning. That fall, a farmer from the other end of the country asked if he could have Bess. He had been thinking that the old horse would be perfect for his children to ride. "That's a good idea," John said. "It would be fun for them, and it would give Bess something to do." Later, John told his wife about it. "Now Bess won't kill me," he said, and they both laughed. A few months later, he saw the farmer who had taken her. "How's my Bess?" he asked. "Oh, she was fine for a while," the farmer said. "The children loved her. Then she got sick. I had to shoot her, put her out of her misery. It was a shame." Despite himself, John breathed a sigh of relief. He had often wondered if, in some crazy way, throughout some strange accident, Bess would kill him. Now, of course, she could not. "I'd like to see her," said John, "just to say goodbye. She was my favorite." The bones of the dead horse were in a far corner of the man's farm. John kneeled and patted Bess' sun-bleached skull, just as the rattlesnake, which had made its home inside of the skull, sank its fangs into John Nicholas's arm and killed him.
Hello everyone, my name is Ava, and welcome back to Sharkcast. Today I will be telling you all a scary story for Halloween. Let's get started. Once upon a time, there were 4 kids playing Truth or Dare in a friend's house. And I'm pretty sure most of us have played Truth or Dare, so we know how the game goes. As they were playing the game, they spilled a whole bunch of secrets, but nobody was picking Dare, so Jamila stepped up and picked Dare. Her dare was to go into the creepy basement for 1 minute. The basement was filled with cobwebs and a bunch of boxes. Jamila insisted on Nala coming with her, but Nala didn't want to come either. Arachne decided to go because she wasn't scared at all. When they started the timer, Jamila was squeezing Arachne's arm. They heard all the pipes, and Jamila was terrified. Jamila went inside in a corner. On the other side of the basement, there was a closet. Arachne was just waiting around for the timer to go off. Halfway through the time, the closet door swung open and a flock of crows came out. Arachne fell to the floor in horror of all the birds flying around. Jamila was screaming. Nala and Shalia flung open the door to see what was going on. The birds were so loud that everybody was covering their ears. But suddenly, Jamila heard her mom telling her to wake up. It was all just a bad dream. Jamila was in so much relief that it was just a dream. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Have a good day. Ava out. For my story, thank you so much. Have a good day. Ava out. Much relief that it was a dream. So I hope you all enjoyed this story. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Ava out.
Hi! My name is Arachne Blakey.
And my name's Nala Clark.
This episode was brought to you by Sandersville PTA.
Do you know what PTA stands for?
Parent Teacher Association.
Did you know that both parents and teachers can join our PTA?
The link to apply for a PTA membership will be linked in our podcast.
Did you hear how much our Booster-thon fun run raised for our PTA?
We raised over $14,000.
We had 651 people give, and 66% of people that donated were not parents.
This is great news.
Think of all of the wonderful things our PTA can do for our school with all that money.
The October PTA meeting is on Thursday, October 20th at 6 p.m. in the cafeteria.
Hopefully you can join for the next one.
Once they set the date for the November meeting, we'll be sure to share that with you all. Join PTA!
Hi, my name's Jordan, and I'm going to be reading a Halloween book called The Wolf Girl. Okay. Travel northwest into the desert from Del Rio, Texas, and eventually you will come to Devil's River. In the 1830s, a trapper named John Dent and his wife Molly settled where Dry Creek runs into Devil's River. Dent was after beaver, which were plentiful there. He and Molly built a cabin from brush, and near it they put up an arbor to give them shade. Molly Dent came pregnant when she was ready to have their child. John Dent raced on horseback to their neighbors. Several miles away, my wife is having a baby, he said to the man and his wife. Can you could you help us?" They agreed to come at once. As they got ready to leave, a violent storm came up, and a bolt of lightning struck and killed John Dent. The man and his wife managed to find his cabin, but did not arrive until the next day. Then Molly Dent was dead too. It looked as if she had given birth before she died, but the neighbor could not find the baby since there were wolf tracks all over. They decided the wolves had eaten it. They buried Molly Dent and left. A number of years after she died, people began to tell a strange tale. Some swore it was a true story. Others said it never could have happened. The story began in a small settlement a dozen miles from Molly Dent's grave. Earlier one morning, a pack of wolves raced in from the desert and killed some goats. Such attacks were not usual in those days, but a boy thought he saw a naked young girl with long blonde hair running with the wolves. A year or two later, a woman came upon some wolves eating a goat they had just killed. Eating the goat with them, she claimed was a naked young girl with long blonde hair. When the wolf and the girl saw her, they fled. The woman said that at first the girl ran on all fours. Then she stood and ran like a human swiftly as the wolves. People started wondering if this wolf girl was Molly Dent's daughter. Had a mother wolf cried her from the day she was born and raised her with her pups. If so, by now she would have been 10 or 11 years old. As the story is told, some men began to look for the girl. They searched along riverbanks and in the desert, in its canyons, and one day it is said they found her walking in a canyon with a wolf at her side. When the wolf ran off, the girl hid in an opening in one of the canyon's walls. When the men tried to capture her, she fought back, biting and scratching like an enraged animal. When they finally subdued her, she began screaming like a frightened young girl and howling like a frightened young wolf. Her captors bound her with ropes and put her across a horse and took her into a small ranch house in the desert. They would turn her over to the sheriff the next day. They would decided they placed her in an empty room and untied her terror stricken. She hid in the shadows. They left her and locked the door. Soon she was screaming and howling again. The men thought they were good men listening to her, but at last she stopped. When night fell, wolves began howling in the distance. People say that each time they stopped, the girl howled in reply. As the story goes, the cries of wolves came from every direction and got closer and closer. Suddenly, as if a signal had been given, wolves attacked the horse and other livestock. The men rushed into the darkness, firing their guns. High up in the walls in the room where they had left the girl was a small window. A plank has nails across it. She pulled the plank off, crawled through the window, and disappeared. Years passed with no word of the girl. Then, one day, some men on horseback came around a bend in the Rio Grande, not far from Devil's River. They claimed they saw a young woman with long blonde hair feeding 2 wolf pups. When she saw the men, she snatched up the pups and ran into the bushes. They robbed after her, but she quickly left them behind. They searched and searched, but found no trace of her. That is the last we know of the wolf girl, and it is there in the desert near the Rio Grande that this story ends.
Hello, Sandersville Sharks. Welcome back to SharkCast.
I'm Miss Branch.
I'm Miss Heeman.
And I'm Miss Williams.
And this is the Counseling Corner. This week, we are celebrating Red Ribbon Week, and we are focusing on the importance of making healthy choices and saying no to drugs. I make healthy choices when I choose nutritional foods to eat, and I practice mindfulness activities when I feel overwhelmed. Miss Branch, what are some healthy choices that you make?
I play basketball with my friends, and I drink plenty of water.
Awesome. And what about you, Miss Williams? What things do you do to keep your body and mind healthy?
I like to get outdoors and take afternoon walks.
Thank you. Each day this week, we have discussed different topics that focus on making healthy choices and treating others with kindness and respect. These topics include being strong and confident,
Being an upstander to bullying,
Celebrating each other's uniqueness because everybody counts.
and showing respect to yourself and others. So now we are going to turn it over to some of our awesome students. When do you feel confident?
I feel confident when I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I point something out that I look beautiful in or is on me.
Awesome. And what makes you unique?
What makes me unique is having different skin colors and having different meanings and having different feelings and talking about kindness and everything.
Awesome. Thank you.
How you can show kindness and respect to others is if someone falls down, you can ask if they're fine.
And how do you show kindness to others?
Helping them.
Okay, good answer.
Thank you so much for sharing. And
older students. How can you be a good example for the younger students?
When I play basketball with other kids, I can show them how to dribble and also work as a team.
oh, I love that answer. Good teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes. How can you be a good example to the younger students?
I can show how to be very respectful and have manners and make sure to follow the rules. So I will set a good example.
Oh, I love that. Having good manners is the best. Thank you all so much for being our guest today and for helping us celebrate Red Ribbon Week. It is our fantastic students, families, and staff that make Sandersville such an amazing school. And if you like this podcast, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can tune in to other SharkCast episodes through Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcast. Have a wonderful weekend, Sharks, and have fun making healthy choices.